Good morning, and it's Betty, and I'm live from Fawnridge, and I'm cooking on Fawnridge. And today, I'm going to make breakfast. How many of you know you don't really have to go to McDonald's and Starbucks to have a wonderful breakfast? I'm starting with my Pillsbury Biscuits. I buy them already prepackaged at Sam's Club. I'm going to put them in the oven on 400, and they're going to come out nice and fluffy. Meanwhile, while my biscuit is cooking, gonna fry some bacon. It's so easy. We always just like to go and spend our money, but look, we can make our own bacon. You can make it in the microwave. You can make it in the air fryer. You can make it in the oven. Or you can do the old-fashioned way, and we can just make it in the skillet. So, while my bacon is frying, I got it on low heat. Once it starts to fry, I'll flip it over. Don't forget, there's nothing wrong with cooking your own breakfast. Have my biscuits in the oven. And now, I'm gonna do my eggs. Break them. I'm not gonna cook them yet because the rest of my breakfast is not done. But I just want to show you how I scramble my eggs. Oh, so you say anybody can scramble eggs, and you're absolutely right. Yes, they can. I'm gonna take me a fork, and I'm gonna take that little white piece out of all my eggs. Like toss it in a cup like so. You know that little white piece that floats around in the egg? I don't know. The seniors taught me how to take it out. See? I'm tossing it. Now, I'm just gonna take a fork, the old-fashioned way, and I'm gonna beat my eggs. Always being careful to clean up after you use eggs so you don't spread salmonella. All right. So since it's too early to fry my eggs, I'm just gonna let them sit here, and then when it's time to fry my eggs, I'm gonna add some Kraft shredded cheese in my eggs because I like eggs with cheese. My bacon is frying. When I finish that, I'm gonna cook some Bob Evans sausage. And no, I'm not doing a commercial for the product. This is just my favorite sausage. Okay. I also like hash browns. I used to stop at McDonald's every day and buy me a hash brown when I was working. But now that I'm retired, I don't do that. So what I do is I take my couple little hash browns, I open up my air fryer, I put my hash browns in the little basket, and I cook my own hash browns, and they're delightful. I usually do them on 400 until they're nice and crispy and brown. So, I continue to flip my bacon. This may sound funny, but everybody do not know how to fry bacon. Everybody do not know how to scramble eggs. Everybody do not know how to get up in the morning and cook. But let's change that. Cooking on Fawnridge is going to be more than just cooking dinner. Okay, let's see. Why did my air fryer stop? It stopped because I didn't give it enough time. Now, there we go. I'm gonna also set down the, I like to reset the temperature that the air fryer has. I turn it down a little bit lower and I change my time to a little bit higher because those are the factory times and they don't work for everybody. Okay, my bacon is cooking. Wow, look at this bacon. Bacon, bacon. Nice and crispy. Not hard at all. So the reason why I'm doing breakfast and talking, and I know it's taking time, is that so that we can further learn each other. I'm simply inviting you into my space so that you can watch me cook. I'm not here to teach you to cook. I'm here to show you how I cook. That's my motto. So, when my bacon is done, I'm going to put it on this plate with a paper towel so that we can drain it. It's cooking fast too. One more time and we'll be done. Yeah. How many people enjoy bacon in the morning? Normally, I would probably make some grits to go with my biscuits, but today I'm being lazy because I just want to talk to you. So, my bacon is almost done. Yeah. How long did that take? I bet that didn't even take 5 minutes to make my own bacon. And so now what I'm going to do is, using the same skillet, I'm going to drain the oil. Back in the day, we used to save our oil and use it to season our greens and beans, but we don't do that anymore because now we try to eat so healthy. It's still good if that's how you want to cook. But it didn't take long to clean that skillet. Turn down the heat. Spread with canola oil. I use canola oil versus vegetable oil because canola oil is more healthy. I picked these up at Costco's. You get 2. They last forever. Spray my pan. And now, I'm gonna add the Bob Evans sausage. I buy the sausage links because I like the links. So I cook 4 pieces of bacon. So I'm gonna cook 4 pieces of sausage. So 2 for me and 2 for Mr. Carl. Okay, so my breakfast is getting pretty close to getting done. The hash browns are in. Once the hash browns cook and it turns off, I'm gonna flip them over because in your air fryer, you need to flip over the food in order to get the correct brownness that you need. So, while my sausage is cooking, I'm gonna get my cheese for my eggs. back in the day, we had to do everything by hand. If you wanted some shredded cheese, you had to get a grater and shred the cheese. Now we can just buy some Kraft cheese and sprinkle it in our eggs. This is my bacon. Depending on how much cheese you like, I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Make cheesy eggs, okay? Again, that's my scrambled eggs. And I'm not gonna add any milk, but sometimes people add milk to theirs. I'm not gonna do that today. My biscuits are coming along. I don't think they're gonna be done by the time my breakfast is done, but we'll play it by ear. I don't want the video to be too long. But it's 11 o'clock and I'm just not making breakfast. That's because I had to run some errands this morning. I had to go to the post office and wait for it to open, but my cooking page is gonna be a little bit different than other people's pages because I like to talk. How you like my hat? Remember, my hat is my signature. So if you know where I can find some more of these cute little hats, or you would like to bless me with some cute little hats, then send me a message and I will let you know how you can send them. I'll even pay if you can find me some cute little hats, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do, my niece bought me these little mats, oven mitts. I call them Muppets because they fit just like that and they work so good. So what I'm going to do is, see, here's my hash browns. They're almost brown on that side. So take them, flip them over, put them back in the air fryer for the remainder of the time. And they're going to be nice and brown. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm keeping everything nice and neat in my kitchen because I don't like for my kitchen to be messy. With the Bob Evans sausage, the links, they kind of like roll around, so you got to keep rolling them over and over and over so that they can get brown on both sides. Actually, bacon is my favorite. Let's call today breakfast on Fawnridge. Because today on Fawnridge, we're making breakfast. It's the weekend already. Can you believe that it's the weekend already? I was watching a video on Rachel Ray, and she cooked some chicken thighs. I'm gonna cook those thighs. I don't eat thighs, but I'm gonna cook those thighs. She put them in a black cast iron skillet. She added some oil. She let them cook first on the side with the skin down on a low heat until they brown. Then she flipped them over, and then she started adding these other ingredients and these greens and tomatoes. I love Rachel Ray. She gives me some great ideas too. But I've been watching videos on YouTube, something that I never really did a lot of. And I'm surprised at how many people cook different. Like, for instance, when I make my turnip greens, I take them and I cut them all the way off the stem. This lady yesterday, she only took her greens and she just chop, 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 chop. They looked okay, but I don't want all those stems in my greens. So, remember, cooking is a matter of personal preference. It's how you want to cook it. It's how much time you want to take. I still take the long cuts because I'm an old-fashioned cook, so they taught us how to cook turnip greens and make our chicken broth for our dressing and stuff a different way. So I think my hash browns are done. If you have an air fryer and you're not using it, you should. Because, look at that. If I'd have went to McDonald's, I'd have paid $2 for 2 hash browns. I made my own. And they're every bit as pretty as McDonald's. Look at that. So far, I got my bacon, got my hash browns, and we're making breakfast on Fawnridge today. All right. 5 more minutes, and my sausage will be done. And we're gonna scramble those eggs just like I promised. I'm not sure if we're gonna be done with the biscuits in this segment, but I probably will take one out so that you can see how nice they rise, okay? Put this back because it's warm. I'll wash it later. I think I could stand right here and cook all day, literally. That's how much I like cooking. I could just stand here and cook. Stand here and cook. Okay. Sausage is done. Sausage links. So now, for my breakfast, I have Bob Evans sausage link, I have bacon, and I have my hash browns that I made in the air fryer. And now, using the same skillet, up. Do you put butter in your eggs? I like to add a little butter, but I'm going to spray my skillet once again with my canola oil. And now I'm going to add a little butter. Not a lot, just a little. Let it melt in the skillet. Kind of like toss it around like so that it covers the skillet completely. Get me out a wooden spoon because I like to protect my skillets. Otherwise, you spend a lot of money replacing stuff because we don't use them properly. So, again, here's my eggs. They're ready for the skillet. What you do is you let your eggs cook a little bit until they begin to form at the bottom, and then you just kind of like fold them over. I'm gonna put the eggs in something separate, okay? So that you can see how pretty they are when they're done. I'm just gonna use a plain old paper plate. Plain old paper plate. Okay, those eggs need to sit there for a minute. So we'll let them rest. Meanwhile, pour you a nice big glass of orange juice. Man, if I'd have went to McDonald's, this stuff would cost me money. But here's my nice little glass of orange juice. Okay. And I'm gonna put all this so you can see it in just a minute. Back to my eggs. Do you like soft eggs or do you like your eggs hard? I like my eggs nice and soft. All right. Sometimes I add a little seasoning. So let's use some seasonal, okay? Just a little bit. Okay. Turn off the skillet because these eggs are done. Now, I only have one skillet to wash. I've made turn my camera around because this is where I run into